Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our midweek message. Last week, Ginny brought you a psalm. So this week, because we're in Lent, I thought you would like to hear another psalm. And I've chosen Psalm 51 because it's used a lot in morning prayer during Lent. It's a lament, and it was written by David. Here are some of the verses from that psalm, Psalm 51. Have mercy on me, O God, in your great goodness. According to the abundance of your compassion, blot out my offences. Wash me thoroughly from my wickedness and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my faults, and my sin is ever before me. Against you only have I sinned, and done what is evil in your sight. Blot out all my misdeeds. Make me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Give me again the joy of your salvation, and sustain me with your gracious Spirit. You might want to go and read the whole psalm, but it's interesting to understand the background of this psalm. It was written by David, King David, and he made an almighty mess. First of all, he'd committed adultery with another man's wife, and he knows exactly what he's doing. I don't think Bathsheba has much choice in the matter. And then when he finds out that she's pregnant, does he do the decent thing and admit his guilt? No, he tries to cover it up. So the first thing he does is he gets Uriah, Bathsheba's husband, back from the front line in the hope that he'll sleep with his wife and no one will be the wiser when the baby is born. But his plans thwarted by Uriah's integrity. Does David confess now? No, he makes it worse. He goes in too deep. The next play is to get Uriah drunk in the hope that he'll sleep with his wife. But again, David is disappointed. And now Uriah has to go. So David writes to his generals and requests that Uriah is placed at the fiercest part of the battle, with the explicit instructions that the rest of the army must withdraw so that Uriah will be cut down. And to add insult to injury, David even gets Uriah to deliver his own death warrant. I imagine that none of us have had to ask for forgiveness for a mess of that magnitude. And David thinks he's home and dry until Nathan the prophet calls him out. And at last David is forced to confront the gravity and the scale of his wickedness. So it's in this context that David writes this psalm that we call Psalm 51. And the phrase, wash away my iniquity, doesn't really get the sense of the Hebrew. Wash me through and through, or another translation says, scrub me. I think what David is trying to get across here is the need of more than a bit of spit and polish. He recognises the need to be stripped down and totally cleaned inside and out. He needs forgiveness that's transformative, not just restorative. He needs more than a quick rinse off and a return to how he was before. He needs to be changed inside and out. David makes an extraordinary step of saying, against you only have I sinned, O God. If we go back to the Hebrew, it means deviating from the right path or failing to reach a standard. The only right path or standards for us are God's, and so we can strictly only speaking sin against God. So I'd like you to maybe look at Psalm 51 this week and make it your own. And there's a lovely choral piece, if you want to go and find it. It's by Thomas Atwood, and it's "Turn thy face from my sin, make me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." And of course, if you want to know a little bit more about the Psalms, one of our Lent groups that meets on a Wednesday is looking at the Psalms in more detail as part of a Lent course. So if you want to know more about that, do give me a call and I'll put you in touch with the right group.